Hey everyone, and welcome to EcoPsych EXP, where we take a stroll through the forest of eco-psychological themes in video games. My name is Casey, and I'm a doctoral candidate at Veritas Graduate Institute. Thanks so much for joining me. My core message is that video games can and do foster empathy and combat apathy and doomism. I love video games, and I see them as a force for so much good, and I hope that this always comes through in my videos. Today I'm going to be sharing an interview with developer Bill Gay from Megacorps Games, creators of Celestial Return. The game currently has a demo available for download on Steam and recently saw full funding success on Kickstarter. Late pledging is still ongoing for available rewards. I connected with Megacorps Games as an official creator for the inaugural Choose Wisely Festival, celebrating narrative games hosted by Studio FUA. This is a one-week free digital event where you can find a curated selection of discounted classics, upcoming demos, and new trailer releases. There are over 390 games from 250 top indie developers and publishers represented, so be sure to check out the event's Steam page. Megacorps Games self-describes as a tiny, stubborn indie team of artists, writers, developers, and musicians. Quote, "We love storytelling, weird worlds, and building things that make people feel something. We don't have a giant office or corporate backing, just passion, a few good playlists, and a dream that somehow keeps us surviving." Celestial Return is a story-driven RPG where dice are your bullets, your bribes, and your last breath. Loot, gamble, and survive a reality-crumbling city. Uncover cosmic horrors, outwit corrupt megacorps, and pray your next roll isn't your last. This isn't a story about heroes. It's a manifesto for the forgotten, the erased, the expendable, those never given a chance. It's about those who were never meant to survive yet somehow still do. It's about the existential terror of being alive in a world ruled by forces you can't see. It's about resistance. I'm here and I won't go quietly. I first asked them, for people meeting you for the first time, who are Megacorps Games, and what part of your team's personality or creative DNA do you most hope players feel when they step into Celestial Return? We're a small team from Turkey. Our team is made up of artists, or at least we see ourselves as art people, whether it's storytelling, visuals, or music. If there's one part of our DNA we hope players feel, it's that we made this game, and hopefully all our future games, as actual pieces of art. We're not trying to impress anyone, we're just trying to make something that feels human, emotional, maybe a little messy, but full of soul. When players step into Celestial Return, we want them to sense everything. The writing, the visuals, the music, all of it crafted by real humans with intention and heart. The idea that dice are oxygen is a striking metaphor. What emotional truth were you chasing with that system? And what kind of player behavior or mindset did you hope it would bring out? This metaphor comes from the idea that dice in our game act like a currency. You buy with dice, you bribe with dice, you move forward with dice, and in a capitalist world, you only breathe as long as your money allows. That's the emotional truth behind it. The pressure of survival tied to a resource that's always running out. When you were building the city, what mood or inner life did you want it to have? And how does that shape the player's sense of who they become inside it? The mood we aimed for is quiet desperation. Rain, neon, empty streets, a quiet, tired city. Howard has to change and adapt if he wants to survive, and we wanted the player to feel the same. You step into a place that changes you, not the other way around. Your game frames itself as a story about the forgotten, the erased, the expendable,
the broken, the beaten, and the damned.
What kinds of real-world feelings or experiences helped guide that theme? And how do you balance anger, grief, and hope inside a world this intense? A lot of it came from watching how systems treat people, especially in countries like ours. People disappear into bureaucracy, corruption, poverty, and nobody comes looking. There's anger in that, of course, and it can feel hopeless at times. Our game and our characters might look hopeless on the surface, too, but we hide the hope in the small human connections. The friendships, the loyalty, the moments where someone chooses kindness despite everything, those tiny sparks matter even more in places where systems fail you. I love the presence of the sentient rose and the idea of interrogating the dead. It feels like the game invites empathy in unexpected directions. How do you design moments that make players care about beings who are unsettling, non-human, or downright bizarre? By giving them human stories instead of human bodies. Rose isn't relatable because she's a flower. She's relatable because she has humor, sarcasm, her own questions and fears. Those things make her feel human. When we design characters like that, we always start with one question. What does this creature feel? Not what it looks like. From our experience, when the emotion feels honest, players tend to connect, even if the character is bizarre or completely alien. On the human-to-human side, what relationships in Celestial Return are you most excited for players to encounter? And what kinds of tenderness or moral discomfort did you want those relationships to hold? We leaned into relationships that create moral tension, people who are kind for the wrong reasons or cruel for understandable ones. Those gray areas make the world feel more alive to us. And we're most excited for players to witness the relationship between Howard and Rose. Their dynamic holds both humor and heartbreak, and we love that balance. But we're also excited for players to meet the strangers in the city. Everyone has their own little story. In real life, we all walk around thinking we're the main character, and we forget that every person we meet is living their own main story too. Your world is full of corruption, cosmic horror, and a sense that reality is cracking. Could you talk a bit about the thoughts and decisions behind this? Cosmic horror, in the simplest way, is the fear of what we can't understand. In our game, people fear the abstracts on the street because they don't understand them. The unknown becomes a threat. On the other side, the abstracts themselves carry the feeling of not belonging. They don't fit into this world. They didn't choose to be here, and they had no chance other than just existing as they are. We wanted to bring those two emotions together, the fear humans feel toward the unknown and the loneliness abstracts feel from being the unknown. The art direction is intense and awesome. It's a bold collision of manga precision with the rawness of American comics. What kind of emotional or psychological texture were you aiming for with this look? We wanted the art to feel uncomfortable and weird in a beautiful way. As artists and storytellers, we really believe that weirdness works, especially in designs that aren't meant to be functional, but to make you feel something. The goal wasn't practicality. It was to spark an emotional or intellectual reaction the moment you see it. The soundtrack lineup, noir jazz, cyberpunk techno, death metal, really shapes the atmosphere of the game. Could you talk about the creative process here? We didn't want a single genre to carry the world. That wouldn't fit the world we're trying to build. Each part of the world has its own soul. Noir jazz represents Howard's past and the city's loneliness. Cyberpunk techno is the corporate machinery grinding everyone down. Death metal is the cosmic horror breaking through. The process is basically, what does this moment feel like in Howard and our chest? How do we want the player to feel? And then we match the music to that emotion. Is there anything else you'd like to share about your process, intentions, or hopes for this game in the future? The floor is yours. Making this game has been the most difficult and meaningful thing we've done. We're a small team, every step is slow, but we've poured our whole selves into it. It's not perfect, but we're really proud of it. Our hope is simple. We just want players to feel something. We hope that after finishing the game, they think about the characters for days, maybe even reflect a little. And we hope Celestial Return becomes a world people want to revisit. Not because it's perfect, but because it meant something to them. I would like to extend a heartfelt thank you to Anita and Studio FUO for doing such an incredible job with putting on Choose Wisely Festival. Through their efforts to highlight and platform so many incredible narrative indie games, I've had the great fortune of being able to connect with some truly wonderful devs and pick their brains about some very cool and innovative games. This was the first year for the festival, and I hope there are many more to come and wish the event nothing but continued success. Thank you, Bill Gay, and all of Metaphor Games for reaching out and for participating in this interview. Your game is gorgeous, visceral, and clearly has a lot of passion behind it. Again, the Celestial Return demo is currently available for download on Steam, so definitely check it out and be sure to show your support by wishlisting. Until we meet again, please feel so very free to like, subscribe, and share. And as always, thank you so much for being a part of this little ecosystem.